So getting this company up and going was really interesting. Raised money, raised $3 million. Ultimately now we've raised $40-some million to try and get this going. And if I could raise another 100, I'd spend it, and I'd spend it well, because we've got a great team. But where to build the team? At the time when I raised money, it was all about India and China. Why? Because recruiting in Silicon Valley is tough. And I do follow Rivals and Scout and MGoBlog, and I know recruiting for athletes is tough. Recruiting for software engineers, tough. Recruiting for analytically gifted people, tough. And so we view recruiting very important, and so does every other startup, because growth is fueled by the people. So to do it, we're all fighting for the same people. So what do? They push India and China. I said, doesn't make sense. What do we want to do? Michigan. And so we filed for, and that's where I met Doug, at an organization in town that was funding to try and bring the community together around launching new ventures. And so we sat Ann Arbor Spark in the office together, both of our companies incubating in Michigan, to try and get the company off the ground. We were lucky enough to get a mega grant where the state of Michigan will pay us all of the income taxes that our employees pay in Michigan. They write us a check each year for 10 years. It's awesome. It allowed us to come, it allowed us to pick Michigan, and allowed me to substantiate to my board why I wanted to do this. And for me, it's a no-brainer. I mean, you can tell. So what we wanted to do as well was not just set it up in Michigan, so the majority of our employees are in Michigan, but it was to try and learn from all those different varied companies that I'd been at, what were the good things? Because we know when we get big, bad things happen. And so how do I learn from the good and the bad and try and create a company that will hold together when we get really large? And how do we attract the right talent? Especially when I think many of the people I want to hire are in this room. I want to hire future CEOs. So how do I hire you? How do I retain you? It's not easy, by the way. So we created development programs. The first one that we'll talk about is the engineering development program. It's to hire primarily University of Michigan computer scientists. The goal is to teach you how to do coding. All of you want to start coding right away and start your own company. That's great. And there's a lot of you who will make a lot of money, and I'll be glad to try and assist in any way I can. However, we think there's a better way. I've got a lot of core coders in California who have been doing this for 20 years plus, and they don't know the big picture. They code their piece of the code, but they don't see the big picture. And so our job is to show you all the things before you get into core coding so that you're ready to go. And so we train you on what you need to know. The concept being, you don't know what you don't know, we'll show you what you don't know, and we'll go as fast as you can absorb it so that you can grow as fast as you can. Because that's what was within me. I wanted to grow as fast as I could. We then created an optimization and analytics team. So this is for non-computer scientists, all the other engineers in the room, math majors, physics majors, you name it, anybody who's quantitatively gifted. We're interested in you because math rules our P&L. It's all about how do you take the data and make more money out of it. And so to that end, we've got a program here where we've probably got about 6 or 7 people, and we want to grow that double this year, where we have people who are analyzing how to do data. But the goal is to create CEOs. It's not to create a bunch of people who are just sitting around coding and want to be analytical for the rest of their life. We want to take you into management and have you lead sales, marketing, and other things when you graduate. And the first program was the BDA program. So this is primarily liberal arts majors, trying to teach them how to do selling and marketing. And we rotate you every year into different disciplines. We teach you how to do it, and then when you graduate, you're in management. And so we've got several people who graduated in our company's short existence from the programs that are now in management. And we want to grow as fast as we can because the more people we get into management, the faster we're going to grow.